Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 25 on graph theory. In this lecture we are going to discuss about Warshall's algorithm to find path matrix of a given graph. We have discussed about path matrix in lecture number 24. So if you have not seen that lecture, I suggest you to make yourself familiar with path matrix from lecture number 24. And we require the understanding of adjacency matrix also for Warshall's algorithm, because we are going to use adjacency matrix to find out the path matrix in this algorithm. So you can watch my earlier lectures to understand adjacency and path matrix, and then go for this lecture on Warshall's algorithm. Suppose we are given some graph, say G, in which we have n vertices. Suppose number of vertices are n in a given graph G, and we want to obtain path matrix of this graph G using Warshall's algorithm. So whenever they ask you to obtain the path matrix using Warshall's algorithm, you must first obtain the adjacency matrix of given graph. So we know that if we have n vertices, then adjacency matrix of given graph is a square matrix of order n, and that adjacency matrix will be denoted by p suffix 0. First step of Warshall's algorithm is to write adjacency matrix of a given graph G, and that we will denote by p suffix 0. Now if there are n vertices, then we have to obtain n matrices p1, p2, p3 and so on up to pn, and this last matrix pn will be our path matrix. Now the question is how to obtain these n matrices which we have denoted by p1, p2 up to pn, or we can write pk, where k equal to 1 to n. So to obtain each matrix in this sequence, we are going to use the previous matrix. If I want to write down p1, then I will use p0 to write down p1. Similarly, if I want to write p2, then I will use p1. Now how to use p1 to write down p2, or in general how to write down matrix pk using previous matrix denoted by pk minus 1. So for that we will remember this formula, that ijth entry of the matrix pk is given by ijth entry of previous matrix or preceding matrix, that is pk minus 1, and here we are using Boolean operations which we call as or and AND, or and AND operations, which are known as Boolean operations, and they are used when we have either 0 or 1. If we have entries of matrix are either 0 or 1, then we can use Boolean operations. So here I am considering OR operation, and in the bracket here I am using I comma k, that is ikth entry of pk minus 1, and here kjth entry of previous matrix pk minus 1. So you can see, to write down the entries of matrix pk, we are using 3 entries of preceding matrix, and here this k is this k, that is in the suffix of this matrix p. We will understand this formula with the help of example, but remember that to write down matrix pk, we are using 3 entries of pk minus 1. So we understand this formula with the help of example. Before that, we recall these operations which are called Boolean sum and Boolean product for 0 and 1. So whenever we have AND, then if we have 1 and 1, then only we will get 1, otherwise we will have 0. If at least one entry is 0, then we will write 0, and this is called Boolean product. For this AND operation, we can write this is we are not worried about the name of these operations, but we will consider this is called Boolean sum. I have interchanged these two. This is called Boolean sum and this is Boolean product. But we will remember in this way that if I have 0 and 0, then I will obtain 0. If I have 0 and 1, then also I will write 0. If I have 1 and 0, then also I will write 0. And if I have 1 and 1, then only I will get 1. So this is called Boolean product. If we can remember this as the product of two numbers. If we have 0 in the product, then we will always get 0, and we have 1 if both the entries are 1, and this we can consider as sum. That is, if I have 0 or 0, then I will obtain 0. If I have 0 or 1, then I will write 1. If I have 1 or 0, then also I will write 1, and if I have 1 or 1, then I will write 1. So this we can consider as the sum. If we have sum of 0 with 1, then we write 1, and this is 0 only if we have 0 and 0 in the summation. Here we will not consider 1 plus 1 equal to 2, but if we have 1 or 1, then we will write 1. So remember these two operations. This is Boolean product and this is Boolean sum. We are going to use these two operations in this Warshall's algorithm. So I am using this Warshall's algorithm to obtain the path matrix from the adjacency matrix of following graph. This question was asked in GTU summer 2020 or 22 exam. I am not sure, but it was asked in GTU exam. So here I have this directed graph, and we are asked to use Warshall's algorithm to obtain path matrix from the adjacency matrix of this graph. So first we have to write down the adjacency matrix for this graph, and for that we have to first write down given vertices in a particular order. Suppose I am using this order, and we know that how to write down the adjacency matrix. Suppose I want to write down this entry, then this entry is 1 if there is an edge from V1 to V1. So there is no edge from V1 to V1, there is no loop at V1, so we write 0. From V1 to V2, we have to count the number of edges from V1 to V2. So we can see there is no edge from V1 to V2 also. From V1 to V3 also there is no edge, and there is one edge from V1 to V4. Then from V2 to V1 there is one edge, so we write 1 here. There is no edge from V2 to V2. There is no edge from V2 to V3 also, and from V2 to V4 also there is no edge. Then we write for V3, there is no edge from V3 to V1. From V3 to V2 we have one edge, there is no edge from V3 to V3, and from V3 to V4 also there is no edge. Then from V4 to V1 also there is no edge. From V4 to V2 we have one edge. From V4 to V3 also we have one edge, and from V4 to V4 there is no edge. So this is the adjacency matrix of given graph that we will denote by P suffix 0. So I have written this same matrix here. We can verify here 000 and 1, then 1 and all entries 0, then 0 1 0 0 and 0 1 1 0. So this is the adjacency matrix of given graph, and that I have denoted by P0. Now to write down P1, I will use entries of P0 which I have obtained. So suppose I am writing P1 here. I have already obtained, but I am writing here again to explain how we can obtain matrix P1 from P0. So here I am writing P1. So I have to write here, suppose I am considering V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5, and let me complete this. Here also I have to write V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5, and I will write all the entries of P1 using entries of P0. Suppose I am interested in this entry, say entry at 1 1 position. So I am writing the 1 1 entry of P1. So if you recall that formula, in that formula we have this formula I have written here. If I want to write down entry of Pk, I will use Pk minus 1, entries of Pk minus 1. Here I and j both are 1 1. Let me write here. Here I write I am interested in 1 1 entry of P1. So that is going to be, if I take k equal to 1, here I have 0. I and j both are 1. Or P0 I is 1. K means here we have k equal to 1. So here I write P0 1 1, and here I write P0 k is 1 1 1. So using these entries, so this is nothing but P0 1 1, that is this entry. P0 is this one, P0 1 1 is this entry, and remaining entries are also P0 1 1 here, because we are writing for 1 1. So using that formula we are able to decide this entry. Suppose I am writing again here P0 1 1, or here we have P0 1 1 and P0 1 1. Now what is P0 1 1? P0 1 1 means from V1 to V1, that is 0 here. So here we write 0, or here also we have P0 1 1, P0 1 1. So this is now 0, or 0 and 0 is 0, and if we have 0 or 0, we have 0. So that we are writing here 0. So in this way we have to use this formula to write down all the entries of P1 using entries of P0. Now suppose you are not clear about this formula, and if you use any other simple way, then we can go in this way. Suppose I am interested in this entry V1 to V2. So what I will do here, I want to go from V1 to V2, and this is for P suffix 1. So vertex corresponding to 1 is V1. So here I am writing V1. Now I have 3 paths from V1 to V2, V1 to V1 and V1 to V2, or I am interested in the entries corresponding to V1 to V2, corresponding to V1 to V1 and V1 to V2 from P0. I will decide from this. In P1 I am interested in the entry corresponding to V1 to V2. So here I am writing V1 to V2, and because I have P1 here, this intermediate vertex is V1 always for all of these entries of P1. Now what I am doing, I will write entry from P0 corresponding to V1 to V2. So we can see from V1 to V2 we have 0 here. Now what is entry from V1 to V1? So that is also 0. So here I write 0. And what is entry corresponding to V1 to V2? So that is this entry V1 to V2. So now we will take AND operation for these two, and whatever we will obtain, that will be applied with OR operation with 0. So this 0 is here, and here we are taking 0 and 0. So this is now 0 OR 0 and 0 is 0. So I will obtain 0 here, that I will write here. Now suppose I am interested in the entry corresponding to V1 to V3 in P1. So now I will replace this by V3. This is always fixed for P1. If I am writing P1, here I will write V1. If I am writing P2, here I will write V2. If I am writing P3, here I will write V3. So this vertex is always fixed. Now I am interested in the entry corresponding to V1, V3. So now I am clear. Here I write V1, here I write V3, and here I write V1. And now I will search for entries corresponding to V1 to V3, V1 to V1 and V1 to V3 from previous matrix, that is P0. Now for V1, if I am writing entries corresponding to first row, then they are for V1. So for V1 to V1, this is always fixed, it is 0. And for V3, if I go from V1 to V3, I will have 0 here. Okay, that I write from this. From V1 to V3 I have 0. And here also I have V1 to V3. So this is 0. So you can see I have to take AND operation on these two, that will give me 0, and that I will operate with this 0 or 0 and 0. Okay, let me write again. So this is 0 or 0, that is 0. So that I am writing here 0. Now suppose I am interested for this entry V1 to V4. So now what I will do, here I will replace this by V4, and I will check for these two entries only, because this is from V1 to V1, it is 0. So now you can see from V1 to V4 we have 1, and from V1 to V4 here also we have 1. So now I have this type of thing. So what I am doing now, I am taking this one or and between these two entries 0 and 1, and this is 1 or 0 and 1 will give me 0, but 1 or 0 is always 1. So this is going to be 1 here. Now you can observe this thing, that suppose this entry is 1, then you don't have to worry about these two entries, because whatever we obtain here, that is going to combine with 1, and 1 with 0 or 1 with 1 will always give me 1. So whenever I have 1 in this matrix, then I will directly write 1 here also. I don't have to check in this way. Okay, fine. So now I am interested from V1 to V5. So let me remove this. From V1 to V5 I have to check in P0 first. So let me check in P0. From V1 to V5 we have 0 here, and this is also V1 to V5, so 0. 0 and 0 will give me 0, and that I will take with this 0, so this is going to be 0. One more observation is, if I have 0 here and if at least one of these is 0, then also I will obtain 0, because 0 or 0 and 0 or 0 or 0 and 1, that will give me 0. This is always going to be 0. So if at least one entry is 0 here, and if this is 0, then we can directly write 0. Now we have come to the vertex V2. So let me remove all these things. Now I am writing V2 here, and let me check. From V2 to V1 I have 1 here, so that I will directly copy from this, and I have to check from V2 to V2. Before that, this V1 is fixed, so first I will write entry corresponding to V2 to V1. That is always fixed unless we complete up to V5. So from V2 to V1 we have 1 here, so I am writing 1 here. And now I am writing from V2 to V2. So let me check. Here from V2 to V2 I have 0, so I am writing 0 here. And from V1 to V2, from V1 to V2 also I have 0, so here I am writing 0. Now I have to consider AND operation between these two, and first I am writing this 0, 0 or 1 and 0, that is 0 or 1 and 0 will give me 0, so I will obtain 0 here. So which entry is 0? This entry is 0. Now I am interested in entry corresponding to V2 to V3. So now I am changing these two entries, V2 to V3. So here I am writing V2 to V3, and from P0 I observe that entry corresponding to V2 to V3 is 0, and here I have to write entry from V1 to V3. From V1 to V3 also I have 0. Now you can see this is 0 or AND operation between these two. So 1 and 0, that is 1 and 0 will give me 0, so that is 0. So from V2 to V3 also I obtain 0. Now same pattern I have to follow for each of these. Now I am writing from V2 to V4. So let me remove this. From V2 to V4. So from this matrix, from V2 to V4 I have 0. From V1 to V4 I have to check. So you can see from V1 to V4 we have 1. Now we consider this 0 or 1 and 1. That is 0 or 1, because 1 and 1 will give me 1, and 0 or 1 is 1. So this entry is 1. Same pattern I have to follow for V5. So I have to remove this, and here I write V5. From V2 to V5 we have 0 from this. Here we have V1 to V5. So from V1 to V5 also we have 0. So you can see, if at least one of these is 0 and this is 0, then that will give us 0. We can verify also 0 or this 0 or 1 and 0. That is 0 or 1 and 0 is 0. That will give me 0. So I have completed for V2. So let me remove this. Let me remove this also. Now I will write corresponding to V3. So here I am writing V3, and here I will see whether I have any 1 or not. So there is 1 here, so that I will write directly here, and I have to check for V3 to V1. Before that I will write down this entry. This is fixed unless I complete entries from V3 to V1, V3 to V2 up to V3 to V5. So first I will write entry corresponding to V3 to V1, that is 0 here, and now I will change this from V1 to V5. So first let me write for V3 to V1. For V3 to V1 we have 0 here, and this is from V1 to V1, that is also 0. So you can see it is obviously 0. Then for V3 to V3, so here I write V3. Let me remove this. For V3 to V3, from this we have 0, and from V1 to V3 also we have 0. So this will give me 0. Now we write for V3 to V4. So let me write for V3 to V4. Let me remove this. For V3 to V4, here we can see 0, and this entry is 0, so I don't have to check for V1 to V4 also, but let me check. Here I have 1. So now you can see this is 0 or 0 and 1, and between these two, and that will give me 0 or 0, that is 0. So in this way you have to complete all these entries of P1. I have obtained P1 matrix using this method of Warshall's algorithm. You can see first row is 0 0 0 1 0, that is here, then 1 0 0 1 0, 1 0 0 1 0, then 0 1 0 0. So in this way you have to obtain each of these matrices, and because I have 5 vertices, I have to go up to P5 by using preceding matrices. Suppose I want to write down P2, then I have to use P1. Let me write few things for P2 also. P2 also I have obtained all the matrices, but just for understanding, suppose we write vertices in a given order: V1, V2, V3, V4, V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. For P2 we have this middle vertex is always fixed, that is V2, because we are writing P2, this is V2 always. Now for V1, suppose we fix V1 first, then I have to write V1 to V2. For V1 to V2 I have 0 here, so this is 0. And now I will write for V1 to V1, V1 to V2 up to V5. So suppose we start with V1. So you can see from V1 to V1 we have 0, and this entry is 0, so I don't have to check for this also. So this is 0. Now what I will do, I will change this from V1 to V2, and from V1 to V2 also we have 0, and this entry is 0, so I will write 0 here. Then I will write for V1 to V3. For V1 to V3 we have 0 here, and because this entry is 0, we will write directly 0. From V1 to V4 we have 1 here, so no need to check. We will write 1, ones will be written as it is from previous matrix, and I have to check for V1 to V5. So let me check for V1 to V5. From V1 to V5 we have 0 from P1, and because this is 0, you don't have to check for V2 to V5. This is 0. Now I am coming for V2, so I have to remove this entry also. Here I have V2 now, and this I will change from V1 to V5. So here I will start with V1, but we have to first write down what is this V2 to V2. That is going to be 0. So here I write 0 and I start with V1. So from V2 to V1 I have 1 here. So I don't have to check for V1. I can directly write V1. Now I check for V2 to V2. From V2 to V2 I have 0, and because this entry is 0, this is I am writing as 0. Now I check for V2 to V3. So for V2 to V3 we have 0 here, and this is also 0. So we write 0. And from V2 to V4 we have 1, and you can check similarly. So I have written P2 also, 00010, 00010 and 10010. That is second row, 10010. We can check for fourth row. For example, suppose I check for fourth row, then here I will write V4, and let me remove this. And for V4, first I have to observe that where is this 1. So we have 1 at these two positions for V2 and V3. So we start with V4 to V1. So let me remove this. This is from V4 to V1. This is fixed. V4 to V2 is fixed. So that is 1 here. From V4 to V2 we have 1. Now first I write for V4 to V1. V4 to V1 is 0. So let me write 0 here. And what is V2 to V1? V2 to V1 is 1 here. Okay, now what I have to do? I have to consider 0 or 1 and 1. And we know that 1 and 1 is 1 and 0 or 1 is 1. Therefore this entry is 1. Similarly, I can check for V4 to V4. So for that I have to remove these entries. Suppose I am writing for V4 to V4, then V4 to V4 is 0. We can see here V4 to V4 is 0. And what is V2 to V4? So V2 to V4 is 1 here. And therefore we have 0 or what is 1 and 1? That is 1, and therefore this becomes 1. And similarly you can check for V4 to V5. Let me check for V4 to V5. So from this P1, V4 to V5 is 0. So that I am writing here. And what is V2 to V5? V2 to V5 is also 0. So because this is 0 and this is 0, we have 0 here. So fourth row is 4 times 1 and 0. So that we can check here. Fourth row is 4 times 1 and 0. So in this way you have to use preceding matrices to write upcoming matrices. Using this P2, I have written P3 here, and using P3 I have written P4, and using P4 I obtain this path matrix. So I am not explaining all the entries. I hope this is enough to explain this matrices, that how we are writing entries of each matrix using the preceding matrix or using the matrix just obtained before that matrix. And this algorithm is known as Warshall's algorithm to obtain path matrix using adjacency matrix. All we have to remember is that to write down ijth entry of matrix Pk, we are using entries of Pk minus 1, ijth entry of Pk minus 1, or ikth entry of Pk minus 1 and kjth entry of pk minus 1. This is the main formula of Warshall's algorithm, and using this formula we are able to decide the path matrix of a given matrix. If I have n vertices, then I have to start with P0, which is adjacency matrix, and using P0 I will obtain P1, using P1 I will obtain P2, and so on. I have to go up to Pn, and Pn is my path matrix for given graph. So this is all about this session. I hope you like this. If you have any questions or doubts, you can ask me in comment section. Thanks for watching.